He's like,
uh,
he's about to be 9.
yeah, he needs to chill.
I know. I'm like, dang, man, why you getting me sick all the time? I'm not even sick
Yeah,
right now. I just have the allergy stuff.
yeah,
But yeah, after the whole like pink eye episode, I'm like, great. Now I'm gonna get pink eye from these dang kids. So I
yeah,
already gave a warning to work. I was like, listen, I may or may not miss like a couple days this week because
yeah.
contagious. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Real Talk with ZTS, where we, as brothers, search for ways to share our voices while having a good time just talking, having those real talk conversations, our shared experiences, and reacting to random topics and articles. As we always say, we all have something to share, and we look forward to sharing and building that community of stories that we can all relate to. Now enjoy the episode.
What's up, Nico?
Uh, what's this about pink eye?
My nieces and nephews have pink eye.
Oh,
We were
okay.
with them all day on Saturday, so it was kind of like a very much a let us know this morning kind of thing. And it was like, yeah, so they got pink eye. I'm like, great. We were only with them all day on Saturday, so chances are very likely that one of us gets pink eye. So
I, knock on wood, I haven't experienced that before, but
yeah, no, I've
it
had
doesn't
everything
look pleasant.
else. I've had everything else wrong in terms of like things that happen to my face, but pink eye has
Yeah,
not been one of them. Um, so that would be quite unfortunate. That's a checkbox I don't need to check off on the things that have happened to my face in
yeah.
terms of colds or viruses or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. It's one I would be like, hell no.
It's a season too to get sick. It's getting hot. People are out. There's concerts. There's sporting events. Um, yeah. And kids just, I don't know, man. They're licking their fingers too much and not fucking washing their hands.
Yeah, man. That's the thing. You can
Yeah,
you can teach your kid or raise your kid to be like the cleanest person, but it's not your kid that might be the issue. It's somebody else's kid,
yeah.
like picking his button and touching everything. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Exactly, man.
Ugh, yeah,
Kids are gross.
bro.
What up, Nico? And long time no see, man. How's it going with you?
So, been good, just working, trying to also adjust to this weather. Uh,
Yeah,
been nice with the sun out, but like my allergies are going crazy right now.
yeah, yeah. It's weird. It's like I'm still cold in my house, but then it's like nice and warm outside of it.
Hmm.
So it reminds me I need to get out of the house a little bit more. But yeah, I got windows closed because it's like still cold, so it's okay to keep the windows closed, even though I want the fresh air. But I got the purifiers all going, so it's been helping with allergies. I just cleaned it yesterday too. Cleaned the filters by vacuuming it, so it's nice and fresh. Um, so pretty good. So I'm not too bad.
Yeah, the amount
But
of pollen that was like on like our rental car when we were back this weekend, I was like, oh man,
geez,
I did
Yeah.
not miss all of this
yeah,
pollen. That is
yeah,
for sure.
yeah. Well, happy birthday,
Yeah,
belated birthday, Nico.
belated.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
And uh,
I can't,
for
can't
our
believe I'm
listeners,
28.
fresh 45-year-old. No, man, yeah,
AARP eligible.
yeah. Happy birthday, man.
Thank you. Thank
It's
you.
yeah, I know it's a lot of March birthdays. My birthday was in March. Your birthday, um, so many kids, nieces, nephews, in-laws.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about March birthdays, but well, you're an Aries. You're not a Pisces. I mean, I don't know too much about signs. I just know my own. Um, but
Yeah, it's crazy
Pisces,
because
Aries, what's that?
oh, no, I was just saying, it's crazy in my family because my uncle's on the 30th, I'm on the 31st, and then I have two nephews that are the first and the second. So this weekend was just chaotic because we're all trying to figure out what to do separately, but then we just decided to do one thing altogether.
Yeah, I don't understand that, man. I mean, personally, for me, uh, I don't really care about celebrating my birthday. If there was a line of people, I won't be offended. Even if you forget me while you're singing happy birthday to everyone else, I like just put the birthdays together, man. You know?
Yeah. I mean,
Now,
it's definitely easier,
yeah,
like coordination wise, but yeah,
yeah.
for the kids, it was mostly about them, which is fine. But I was just
Fuck
there.
them
I was just
kids.
like, I just want to go to sleep.
Fuck them kids and the pink eye that they give us. Just
Yeah.
kidding. All right, you know what? All right, I said this before where like in my family, especially like Vanessa's side of the family, she has a lot of like nieces and nephews, and their birthdays are like, I'm kind of exaggerating, but it's quite literally back to back to back, like every day, every weekend is a niece or nephew's birthday. And 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 they all celebrate it individually. So like every fucking week is a party. And it's like, and I'm like, dude, like just put them all together. Like, what the fuck is like the idea? And I'm thinking like when we have kids, it's like I don't give a shit. I'm gonna group their birthdays together, right? But
You take
like
away from the experience, Steven.
yeah, no, hear me out. So, um, I know like with Axel and stuff like that, and we're like throwing her a little birthday. I see why. Like, there's two things that I didn't understand before that would kind of annoy me. Not a pet peeve, just kind of like annoy me a little bit. Is why do parents make a big deal out of the first birthday, and why do parents like don't group birthdays, right? Like they always have to make it about their kids. I kind of understand now, like when it's like Axel's birthday. I know she's a dog, but it's like I want all the attention for her,
Yeah.
you know? So
Yeah.
I get it now. Maybe when I have a kid, I'm gonna be total hypocrite of what I'm saying now, where I'm like, oh yeah, I know they won't remember it, but I still want to throw that first birthday. And no, I'm not gonna group their birthday up with other, friends' kids or nieces and nephews because I want them to be special. Until I had a dog and maybe when I have a kid, but I kind of understand that now. So even though I still get annoyed because, if it's like other kids' birthdays, I'm like, that's fucking annoying. But I will get it now when I have a kid. I'll
Yeah.
probably, be a hypocrite.
That's exactly it. It's because it's other people's kids. It's not
Yeah,
your own.
exactly. Oh man. Well, hey man, we're gonna make this a fun episode. I got you kind of a special guest today. Usually, we it's us two and Dustin are kind of like the trio, and we kind of like catch up, talk about fun stuff, and typically I bring a set of like kind of cool world news that I think is like interesting to react to and talk about, because it all affects us. So let's get started. I think this is a fun episode. Dustin, if you're listening, I know you're missing out, but we got Nico on today to kind of react to some of these news articles that I kind of curated in the past couple weeks. And let's jump in with the first article. So all of us, we're all no matter how much money we make, we will always feast on McDonald's. Me and Tyler talked about this. Nico, you and I always, no matter how much money we make, McDonald's always tastes good, no matter time of day and night, right? But so I just read recently, I don't know if you guys heard this, but McDonald's and Krispy Kreme donuts are going to partner up, and starting in 2026 or by the end of 2026, all McDonald's are going to have the availability for you to buy Krispy Kreme donuts at all McDonald's. What do you think about that? I see you laughing, Nico.
I'm just dying because they're running out of ideas when they got to partner with another company that's
Right.
like pushing unhealthy shit.
Well, okay, hold on. Besides the unhealthy shit stuff, right? All right, we all enjoy McDonald's. McDonald's
Yeah.
has been a powerhouse for so long that they didn't need to partner with anyone else. Like they didn't need to be a typical Taco Bell, you know, what Taco Bell and Domino, like what do they partner up with? You know how usually
I
they
think it was like
combine?
Taco Bell and a gas station or something, or
Yeah,
Pizza Hut or
yeah,
something like
yeah.
that.
Or what's that other root beer float restaurant?
Oh, A&W.
A&W. What the fuck is A&W? I've never been to an A&W. But McDonald's though, typically, I mean, yes, you'll have them share a building, those smaller franchises, right? That they'll share it with a gas station. But typically McDonald's is so big, so popular, they're always standalone. But now they're partnering with Krispy Kreme. Now, however, I get what you're saying. You know, one theory is that okay, they're shitting the bed now, and so they need to partner up with another global franchise to continue to stay relevant. But based on the article, though, that's not the case. McDonald's is still the number one fast food chain in the world. But why they're partnering with Krispy Kreme is because Tyler knows this. There was another article I read, I want to say about some months ago. I don't know if you know this, Nico, but there was what was it called, Tyler? McCosmic. So
Something like that.
McDonald's, something like that. So I don't know if you know about that, Tyler, but they're trying to spin off a subsidiary of McDonald's. There's a trial building that just got created in I think Texas, and they're trying to compete with the coffee game like Starbucks, right? Like they're trying to expand their like quick treats, right? So not like a dinner type deal, but more quick treats like drinks, like a go-to drink place, like like coffee and quick snacks, right? Like donuts and stuff, right? And so they created a trial subsidiary called McCosmic. I think it opened up in Texas, where they're trying to compete with like Sonic, with Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts. Less Sonics, but more of like the drinkability, of Sonics. But like Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks, they're trying to compete with that. So by now partnering with Krispy Kremes, this is the idea of why they're partnering, not because they're dying as a chain, but because they're trying to become Amazon, right? The food of Amazon, and you know better, you Amazon ass, but be able to expand to that. I
Yeah.
don't know about you, man.
I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me. Also, I apologize if you hear grunting in the back. It's my French bulldog, Forrest. To me, it
Doing
just
what?
doesn't make. He's just
What is it?
whining because
Yeah.
whenever I'm on calls, he goes off.
No,
But just ignore
yeah,
him. But it just doesn't make sense to me because just like one and the two don't have anything to do with each other.
that's fair. Yeah,
But I think, I mean, if they're trying to take over Krispy Kreme and this is their way to merge the two companies, then I guess.
right,
Um,
right.
but for me, like even though they're in the top, like I haven't read the article. I'm not sure what it says. But I don't doubt for one second that they're in the top of the fast food industry. However, being in the top doesn't mean that they're still seeing the same revenue year over year that they did
That's true. That's true.
before.
Yeah,
So they probably are still killing it because McDonald's is very convenient and very like, well, compared to Jack in the Box and Burger King, it's affordable. Um, However, me personally, I feel like the quality of McDonald's has gone down. So maybe they're trying to do
yeah,
something that one, they're trying to take over or merge with another company, but two, kind of revitalizes themselves in a different light or in a different way.
yeah,
But yeah, it's just very interesting that this is the approach that they want to take is
yeah.
by. So you're saying that they're going to be selling it out of or selling Krispy Kreme and McDonald's out of the same like
Mm-hmm.
building?
Yep.
Hmm.
So like if you
Yeah.
go, but not like there won't be like a specific like how like Taco Bell, A&W or whatever, like there's those double signs that make it clear that this is two restaurants in one building. No, it's
Yeah.
still straight up McDonald's, but now
Mm.
you can just like how you order their their pumpkin pie or whatever, you can now order Krispy Kreme donuts.
Okay.
I think they're selling only specifically like Krispy Kreme's like I guess top 3 best sellers,
Mhm.
historically. So it's not like you're gonna get a full donut menu, but you get
Yeah.
their typical, yeah. So now you
Yeah.
can just
I mean,
straight
it's
up
like
order. Yeah.
it's like Taco Bell, right? Because Taco Bell don't they have Cinnabon?
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so similar like that then. Okay. I didn't know that about Taco
Yeah,
Bell. I
Taco Bell
rarely go
has
to Taco Bell.
Cinnabon bites or whatever.
Oh
They're
shoot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
similar then. So I guess Taco Bell, you know, to Cinnabon is McDonald now to Krispy Kreme. I don't know
Yeah.
about you, man. Sometimes you craving a good glazed donut, with your Big
Yeah.
Mac. I wouldn't mind getting that. I'm not gonna lie.
Would it be an all day thing or would it be? I
Yes,
mean, I
it's an
guess
all
it
day
would be
thing.
an
It's gonna
yeah.
be an
Because I
all
was
day
going to
thing.
say
Yeah.
like, I feel like I'm interested to see like the metrics, but I imagine it would be heavier in the morning with
Yeah.
breakfast items because they serve
Yeah.
breakfast. Well,
Yeah.
did they move to all day breakfast or is it?
See, that's the
No,
thing I was gonna
it's still the
say.
same. It's still the same.
I don't want to hear anything about all day until they bring back all day breakfast at McDonald's.
I think
No,
they
they
still
they
have
moved
all
away
day
from it.
breakfast. Oh, did they?
Mm-mm. Yeah, because they said it was too
Yeah.
much on their employees that they took it
Bullshit.
back.
Yeah.
faster.
I mean, hey, McDonald breakfast has some banging like sandwiches though. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think
Yeah.
it's like 10 a.m. I think they pushed it back to 10 a.m. or whatever. But
oh no, that's
man,
like, yeah.
really sell the hash browns all day, man.
Yeah,
I
right.
know, right?
Hash browns.
Ugh.
I don't know, but
Like,
hey,
Greedy
but Nico, you
bastards.
make a good point though. Didn't Krispy Kreme didn't they what do you call it? Go bankrupt or file for bankruptcy a couple years ago? I might be wrong.
I don't know about that, but I
I
mean,
swear they did,
with the pandemic,
or maybe they're closing some physical stores because like they can't they're money wise. But anyways, 2026. You're ready to have your Krispy Kreme donut. My final point. I agree with you, Nico. Quality went down in McDonald's and prices went up. It's like what the fuck? Like prices are the prices at McDonald's. I think we talked about this many times before, but prices at McDonald's, like a burger, is like it's a fast food burger, but it costs the same as you go into like a mom and pop burger spot that will give you more flavor.
yeah.
But it's still though, it's something about the crack in McDonald's that's just so damn good.
It's the fries.
It's the
That's what
fries,
gets
bro.
everybody. It's
The
fries.
nuggets too, man. Something about the nuggets. Whatever their coating is, I don't know.
Yeah, I was
So
gonna
damn
say
good.
even the nuggets have gone down, but like that,
Yeah,
at least the outside of the nugget is still the
Yep.
same in the sense of like the crispiness and all that stuff. So that's still there, but
Yeah.
nuggets, I mean, they like shrunk.
yeah.
They're so
Yeah.
small now.
I think I'm one of those people that like got turned off on the idea of the nuggets because I watched that documentary of how they were made. But yeah.
I mean, I still eat it because I'm
Yeah, I
like,
still eat it too.
I'll take my pink goop
Are you?
nugget,
Yeah,
please.
the pink goop. You're talking about that, dude? No.
It's fine. It's fine.
Until like it gives me like listeria or like salmonella, that I'm like, okay, all right, I'm not gonna eat this anymore. But knock on wood, until that happens, dude, I'm eating that pink goop. I don't give a shit. It tastes so good with the sweet and sour and barbecue sauce.
Yeah. What's funny to me though? I'm just thinking about like how the hell did they come up with this idea? Like, are they just sitting around in a boardroom? It's just like, we're gonna be bankrupt by 2030 unless we come up with some good idea. And somebody goes, you know what sounds good right now? Some fucking Krispy Kreme donuts. And that's what the idea that sets it off.
They're doing like an all nighter, and this is like the midnight hour, and like they have like some old stale coffee pots lying around and some old donuts from this morning's breakfast, and then one person's like, yeah man, like we're fucking running out of ideas, and he looks at Krispy Kreme box on the tables like, you know what, we're gonna fucking acquire them. Yeah, we're gonna partner and acquire them right now.
Yeah. I'm surprised, honestly, like more dessert type of things aren't like partnering with larger things like that.
Yeah.
Because I know Cinnabon's kind of like the one thing. Because like Cinnabon, outside of being in a mall, you don't really see them out in the wild. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, I
Well,
know.
besides, malls. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like malls are even becoming like more extinct. You know what I mean? There's
Yeah.
like there's so many malls where just like people just don't go to and they're just empty. Um, I don't know, just because like people don't hang out at the malls like I don't know, like we used to or something.
No,
But
not at all, man. Just
and
fucking
even
teenagers.
for even for the convenience of finding all of these shops in one spot, like shopping online is kind of taking that out. Like I don't even need to leave my home to if I want to go to Finish Line and Abercrombie and JC Penney or whatever it is. But you got all those shops are online now. You have Amazon who partners with these things. You can buy Levi's and all that stuff off Amazon if you really wanted to, instead of going directly through like Levi's. But I don't know, man. It's just no one really goes to the mall anymore.
No, not at all. If anything, like nowadays I wouldn't go to the mall to like go eat, because there's restaurants and stuff.
Yeah. That's really all I go to. Or if I know like it's like last minute and like you have to grab something real quick, like, oh shit, I need a tie or a belt or whatever. I'm right there. I'm gonna go and check these things out. But even then, you got other stores.
It's honestly really sad though, like just looking at it, because like SeaTac Mall, for the listeners that don't know, that's located in Seattle, Tacoma area. Well, actually, Federal Way.
No, it's Federal Way. Yeah.
Yeah.
You still call it SeaTac Mall?
I was gonna say if you call it the Commons, I'm sorry, I can't.
I call it the Commons now.
Get out of here.
No. I call it the Commons.
Get out of here.
SeaTac Mall, bro.
Well, okay. But to be fair, I never went to it often when I was younger, because the mall that I went to the most is the Super Mall in Auburn, and it's no longer the Super Mall. But
I still call it the Super Mall.
Exactly.
Yeah, I still call it the Super Mall. Yeah,
but I don't call it the Mall? No.
I don't call it the Greater Outlet Collection of Northern Seattle West or whatever the hell it's called.
Yeah. No, but I call the Federal Way Mall now Commons. Like SeaTac Mall does not make sense to me.
Nah, still SeaTac to me.
Yeah.
But it's just like walking through it. I was there the other day watching the Dune 2 movie, and like every other shop was like boarded up or for sale sign. It's honestly kind of depressing compared to like when we were teenagers. Like that was the place to go to Fridays through Sunday, and now it's just filled up with like these pop-up shops or like these shops that only last for like 3 or 4 months before going out of business. But that's crazy.
I mean, you only go to Federal Way like for Korean barbecue or the good foods out there, good grocery stores like H Mart and all that stuff.
It's just it's crazy too at SeaTac because there's like it's always packed there, like the parking lot, but none of the people are at the mall. They're doing something else. They're either at the restaurants, they're doing public transportation. They're going to the bus depot, whatever it is. But it's like, damn, I can never find a parking spot. And then when I finally do, I go into the mall and it's dead. There's like 5 people in the whole mall. I'm like, where are all these people?
One of the worst malls, right? Yeah. I
don't know.
Anyways,
there's some crazy malls. Like I was in Rhode Island, 2-3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
It's about a month ago at this point. I don't know. Time doesn't exist anymore in my head. Nah, man, when I was in Rhode Island, we went to a mall because we did like a meetup for like our region. Just anyone was invited. And Dave and Buster's, because that's what one of the guys wanted to do. So we're like, yeah, sure, let's just do it. Everyone can drink, do whatever they want, play games, whatever. It'll be fun. Bro, Rhode Island, first of all, there's not much in Rhode Island. So they have a mall, but this mall is like 5 stories tall. Like it's crazy.
5.
Yeah, like, I'm not kidding you when I say like 5 stories. It might be 4, but it was a crazy amount of floors. There was like escalators galore. You had to take like 5 or 6 different escalators just to get up to Dave and Buster's, and navigate this thing. And I'm like, this is the most empty mall that I've ever seen. Yet all of the stores are like open, and it was crazy. I was like, how do you all stay in? Like, how can you afford to like keep all these people employed when there's like no one here? And I was like, this is wild. And then like you walk through the mall at night because Dave and Buster's is open until like midnight.
Yeah.
But to get out, you can either go into the parking garage for Dave and Buster's, or you got to walk back through the mall to go to your like hotel because there's a sky bridge to the hotel, which also you would think that being connected, you'd have more people coming in. But like it was so creepy. I was like, there's 5 floors and then there's no one in this giant mall. We're just walking back to our hotel. And I'm like, this is weird. Like you were just allowed to walk through the mall like this at night.
Yeah.
Like there's no one here other than security guards.
Doesn't Bellevue have that, or they just opened up a Dave and Buster's too in the mall like that?
Yeah, Bellevue Square.
Did they?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. But like,
And it,
you know, these double deck or triple deck malls, like it's kind of crazy. Like I get it because you don't have like the giant, you know, floor plan or whatever for it, but like I don't know. It's kind of crazy. Like even down here in California, like where we live now, like in the city, there's a 3-story mall and there's like never anybody in it.
That's crazy.
yeah.
Not even
Yeah, I
like
mean-
teeny boppers, you know, like
Yeah.
how we are
Yeah.
like, oh my god, teeny boppers. I'm like, no, I don't even see a teeny bopper in here anymore.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Malls. I mean, when was the last? Like, I think who was I talking to about this? Malls are like getting outdated, but also at the same time, they kind of stay true because it's like, when was the last time you've seen demolition to build a new mall or demolition of an existing mall? You haven't, right? And it's like, so like, even though like the interior tenant spaces are getting boarded up or closing down or being renovated to get eaten up by another tenant, you never see the entire building get demolished or a new place get demolished for a mall to be built. It's just too much like, you know, building, man.
Yeah.
I remember you remember when Forever 21 was a thing? I
Yeah.
don't know if it still exists. But you guys remember the Tacoma Mall? It had that big ass like 2-story or maybe 3-story Forever 21.
That was
Yeah.
the largest Forever 21 in North
Exactly.
America. Yeah.
And then they went bankrupt, and then like Nordstrom just like absorbed it and was like, okay, we'll take over the space.
Well, it was no, it wasn't Nordstrom. They put Dick's in there.
Was it Dick's? Okay. Well, still,
Yeah, they moved Dick's over to where Forever 21 was, and then moved Forever 21 somewhere else in the mall.
Yeah.
Much smaller.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy. Just no one goes to the mall anymore.
Yeah, seriously.
I didn't even know there was a Dick's in there. I thought it was still 20. Yeah, I thought it was Forever 21. I was like,
the only reason I ever went to the Tacoma Wall was to go to Dick's.
Yeah,
it was like the only reason.
Or go to eat at BJ's or the other restaurants around there.
I didn't even go to BJ's. The Cheesecake Factory's right there, but like I don't even think I went to BJ's anymore.
Yeah,
like I literally think the only reason I went to that mall was to go to Dick's. Yeah, no, I'm trying to think back. I'm like, even then, like if I went to Dick's, then I was like, all right, we're going to the food court real quick because I'm hungry. But outside of that, like I wouldn't have gone to the food court if I wasn't already there. And the only other place would have been like Sephora, like that we would, because you know, Sephora. I mean, this is how it goes. You're either at the makeup store or you're at the sporting goods store. Like there's no other. There's no in between. There's no other stores in there worth like going to anymore.
I think I've went to Puyallup South Hill Mall more than Tacoma. You know,
South Hill too. Like,
yeah.
When's the last time you've been to South Hill Mall? Because that mall is also a very dead mall.
It is, but it's also not as bad as I would say Federal Way. Even Tacoma,
I was going to say more houses and development have been out in Puyallup, so that's kind of why you see more of a resurgence in like the South Hill Mall. But there was a time where like that far into the mall where like that, that big, like, I don't even know if it's still there, that play toy that's out there. And it's like, you gotta down the stairs all the way to that other side. And it's like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's weirdly laid out, but it still exists. All that shit that you're talking about.
The only
yeah,
one that I know that is popping is South Center. It's always like
yeah,
hustle and bustle out there.
It is, but it's also I hate that mall. Like I feel like it's the most crowded mall. That's the one like that's the mall where like most crime happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
like it's just the worst mall, even though it doesn't look like it. But those who know, if you know, you know, type deal.
hmm
South Center Mall is the worst mall.
Okay, J Lo.
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh
no,
man.
yeah, I was gonna say between that and Tacoma, those are probably the two busiest malls in
Yeah.
terms of like,
Yeah.
well, even though like when we drove by Tacoma Mall, granted it was Easter because there was like no one there, but I was just like,
Yeah.
um, but they're trying to bring people back, by throwing in Jollibee and like all these
Oh,
places.
yep.
They're like, oh
Yep.
yeah, there's a Jollibee, let's go. Now that's like the only thing they're missing is a seafood city, and then
Yeah.
and honestly, then you got Tacoma Mall popping again because you got a
Oh,
seafood
it's
city.
over if you put a seafood city in Tacoma. It's over.
Yeah. Oh
It's gonna
yeah.
be so packed.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because
Yeah.
then you get all the southbound folks that are going to the mall at that point.
Yep.
They don't
Yep.
got to make that drive up to South Center. So
Exactly.
yeah, man,
Oh.
that's crazy.
All right.
Malls. I know. I
Yeah.
got into
Malls.
on the topic
Yeah.
of malls. It's kind of crazy because like last month, like it randomly, when you get into these little like rabbit holes of things,
Yeah.
like I got into a rabbit hole of like I randomly saw this clip of just guys like exploring an empty mall, and it was like a newer video, and I'm like, oh, and then
Yeah.
I went down a rabbit hole and watched people like explore abandoned malls and stuff, so or
Yeah.
larger buildings, and it's like I don't know
Yeah.
why I went down that rabbit hole, but I did, and then it's just one of those things.
Yeah. Urban exploration.
Yeah, no,
It's a
pretty
thing.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's kind
Um.
of crazy seeing like all the different things, and especially like the ones that haven't been like touched in a long time. So
Mhm.
there's like stuff that's still in those buildings and stuff.
Yeah.
So like the original like a photo, a photo store with the original printer.
Yeah.
That's like outdated now, but it's like, oh wow, this thing's actually in pretty good condition. Like you could
Right.
probably still use it, but it's just sitting there because no one came and collected the damn thing.
Right. Right.
It's probably a $50,000 piece of equipment that's just sitting there.
Yeah, they should surplus it and make some money back.
I know, right?
Those
It's like,
urban
oh,
explorers. That's what they should be doing.
honestly, but I mean, some
Yeah.
of these malls, like there was one of the videos, like half of the mall was technically a police station. Like they renovated half of the mall to be a police station, and then
Jeez.
the other half is just vacant and empty. So like these people like obviously snuck in, but
Yeah.
they were just like, oh wait, we don't want to go down that hallway because that's kind of that connects to the police station.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy, some of these malls.
Yeah, and it's also sad, like thinking about, well, not all the malls, but like even just like the normal stores we were used to going to as kids and teenagers, like Circuit City, Radio
Yeah.
Mhm.
Shack,
Fries.
like yeah, Sears, like they're all just like shutting down and going out of business. I mean, it's sad, but it's also like these CEOs could have made the jump to online business just as easy as anybody else could, but they just chose not to because they thought it was going to be hopeful for people to come back to walking into stores and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Underestimated our laziness.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The laziness factor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cue Blockbuster too,
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Damn, I was always at Blockbuster. Like every Friday.
Always had late fees.
Yeah, I know, right? My parents would be like, what the hell? Why didn't you tell us, or why didn't you take it back? I'm like, I forgot. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I
And then we
wonder
went
if
to
that
Netflix and
Blockbuster still up.
The one in Oregon?
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think they finally closed down.
Yeah, I think it's just
Dang.
I think it's just an Airbnb now. They kept the
Yeah.
building, it's an Airbnb, but like, yeah.
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 Well, moving on from malls, now that we're finally into April, Um, and I don't know about you, Nico, but I know Tyler and we watch March Madness, college basketball. Actually, it's never been a thing for me, but shout out the women's team, Iowa and Caitlin Clark made me a fan of like women's basketball, or just made me just watching her made me a fan of watching March Madness. But
Yeah.
here's a March Madness fun fact. I just read this recently. Keep in mind, I mean, you understand this, Nico, that there's professional and then there's college, right?
Hmm.
So I'm gonna preface with that. So did you guys know that the average age of the North Carolina's men's basketball team right now, remember, still college players, the average age in their starting lineup is 22 years old, which is exactly the same average age as the professional team Oklahoma City Thunder's starting lineup, which is 22 years old as well. How crazy is that? Like, because when you think of like professionals, you're thinking, okay, mid 20s, through the 30s, right? As professionals, it's working age. And then you think of college as like, 21 and under, right? But how crazy is that collegiate sports? I don't know if you're familiar. Me and Tyler, we talk about this on the podcast all the time about NIL, name and likeness. I don't know if you're familiar with that, Nico. So, it's a new generation of college people. NIL basically allows them to make money while they're college players, which used to be illegal if you didn't know that. Case in point, one of your New Orleans Saints legends, Reggie Bush, right? I don't know if you know too much, but he was like one of the best Heisman players of all time in college at USC. But I don't know if you knew this, but he got his Heisman trophy stripped away from him because they found out that he made some money on the side when he was in college. And so as a college player, you can't be sponsored. Just getting sponsored. No, he was doing like nothing illegal. Well, illegal to college rules, but he was like getting a car on the side. He was so popular, like sponsors were like, giving him a car, giving him shoe deals. And right now, a lot of people are boycotting the Heisman. Well, not directly, but just like making a point to Heisman, because now only recently in the past, I want to say less than 5 years, now there's a new rule that allows college students to. So, for example, think about it this way. Back then in Reggie Bush era, early 2000, right? Social media wasn't a thing, right? But now with TikTok, social media, kids can make money left and right, right? You know what I mean? So back in Reggie Bush day, if TikTok was around, that was illegal. You cannot make a TikTok of your sports highlight and make money off that, right? Nowadays, in the last 5 years in NIL, dude, you got college players who's not even pro yet, Nico, that are making millions of dollars. Like, because from TikTok, from all that stuff, it's legal now. College allows that now. And so going back to this article, why there's older college students now, college athletes now, is because of NIL. They don't need to make millions of dollars now going to the NFL, the NBA. They could quite literally make more money from their TikToks and their own brands as a college student. So there's no reason for them to quickly go to the pros now. So fun fact for you, double fun fact for you, that you just learned something new. So
I mean, that's how it should have been from the get-go.
Yeah, right.
They should actually come out and give Reggie Bush back his Heisman award.
Right, and they're so far they're not. But like, how crazy is that? Because college players are literally making billions of dollars for the NCAA for college, and back then they couldn't even afford a fucking meal. The only meal they were getting was like the team's meals, right, and scholarship to go to class. Now, yeah, it's a whole new game. It's pretty crazy. Kind of happy for all the college students. Like, think about it this, dude. Even if you're not like the best college student, but you were somehow to convince your mom and pop local laundromat to sponsor you while you play, that's legal now. You're allowed to do that. And like back in the day, Reggie Bush couldn't even accept a car or like accept Nike shoes from Nike, or he'll get suspended because that's illegal. Nowadays, kids are already signed to Nike before making a professional debut.
It just shows you how greedy those people are in the
dude,
in that industry because like whatchamacallit, like they're like you said, they're making all of this money for the sports, whatever you call them, college sports people.
Yeah.
What if they didn't want them to take sponsorships, or if they didn't want them to get sponsored in any way or accept donations or things like that? Then use the money that they are making you and put it into like a trust for them. So as soon as they graduate college, there's something that goes to them for the contributions that they did as an athlete.
Right.
But I mean, and it's the same way backwards too. Like the pro leagues, NFL, NBA, MLB, they're taking these people so early out of college that they're not finishing their education, and then they're incentivizing them with all of this money. But then they don't teach them how to balance that budget. They don't teach them how to use that money or pay off taxes. And then after everything's said and done, now they're more in the hole than they started with, and like they're broke, living out of their parents' basement or whatever. So it's fucked up. But the one thing I thought you were going to go with that article was 22 is the average age for that North Carolina group, and then 22 is the average age for the pro league, right? Is what you said?
Yeah.
What's crazy to me is that like I thought that the reason why they did that is because like the injuries and the wear and tear that happens to pro people's bodies is so high that they're like, we see people all day. Like they're retiring at ages 35, 34. They're not even reaching their 40s. And so they're not even in the league that long. And so they need to take them out early so that they can prolong how long they keep them in the pro league. It's just, to me, it's just like, that's so fucked. Because they're fucked either way.
No. I mean, I would counter what you were saying, because like, look at LeBron. I mean, look at Kobe, like
exception to the
Kobe.
rule.
Yeah, but like you still got like pretty good stars that played for a long time. Jason Kidd played his 40, Vince Carter, LeBron is in his 40s. So everything you just said was wrong.
I think we're more talking about football players, bro.
Football is different, yes. But no, this is basketball.
Yeah. I know. Dumbass. I'm just saying, like, we're talking.
Okay,
you're the one that started this conversation with Reggie Bush, bro.
Non-contact sport.
Yeah. Well, I was talking about Reggie Bush of the NIL, not related to longevity of the league. So,
well, yeah. But I'm saying is that like longevity, if we're talking about that, is for football.
Football.
I mean, if you look, I mean, obviously, basketball, you can roll your ankles, do whatever you mean, but again, that's the amount of impact in basketball and like baseball or whatever. Baseball is more just the impact on your own body from playing 162 games versus like football, you're playing 18 games and you're just car crashes the entire time, but you also look at things like, obviously rugby is not like a huge thing here for NIL or anything, because there's not really that many teams. But I mean, you look at that's tackling without pads, but but it's crazy because like a lot of the rugby players will tell you that like football sucks more because it's constant crashing of cars because you have pads on that don't do anything. So a lot of them will tell you that it's probably better, less painful to get tackled without pads on.
Yeah. Well, I heard that like yes and no. Yes, there's like less severe injury because of like without pads, instead of just brute force hitting, you're more focused on technique tackling.
Well, it's all technique versus like football. Like especially like most rugby players will play. I say most, but the ones that have made it in the NFL have been on the line, and the line is literally like, obviously they're just crashing into each other every play.
Right.
So that does a lot to your body. So that's why, I mean, outside of running backs, like linemen, I don't know. That's why everyone wearing braces on their knees, man. All bad knees and everything. So, but yeah, the whole point, football is obviously the big one where you see the longevity of careers.
But sports, man. Keeping it with the March Madness, we'll end with this last article of the night. So this is pretty interesting. So going back to Caitlin Clark, I don't know if you heard about this, Tyler, but so Nico, so here's another crazy fact. All right, so Caitlin Clark is like a once in a generational type player, dude. So you know Steph Curry, right, Nico?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so she's dubbed like the female Steph Curry, dude. She's averaging 30 points a game. She's like killing it. The best player. She even broke the record for the highest scoring NCAA basketball player, not just for women. She broke that a couple months ago, but now she broke all men's basketball scoring title. And she's like that good. Like a lot of people keep debating, can she play in the NBA? She probably can, but also like physically, probably not. But in the WNBA, like she's gonna make me a huge fan because I haven't really watched WNBA too much. But I'm probably gonna be a huge fan of her. She's 6'5" and dribble, pass, shoot like crazy. But anyways, here's a fun fact. So she's about to go into the WNBA guaranteed next year, probably number 1 pick, right? Because this is her last year in college. Bullshit for women's college basketball. I didn't know this, but she could have been in the WNBA a pro right now. However, I didn't know that for women basketball, you're not allowed to go pro until after your senior year. So you know how college basketball players, literally they can play half of one freshman year and then they get drafted if they're that good. Women can't do that. They have to go all 4 years in college before you're eligible to go pro. Like, what the fuck is that? But even worse, dude, I didn't know this, but even the highest rookie contract. Now, we're not talking about sponsorship. I'm sure she's going to get like crazy sponsorship deals from Nike, whatever, Reebok, whatever, right? But just for WNBA, like I knew like the equity or like women getting paid less than men in sports. Like I didn't realize how bad it was. But remember, I'm gonna tell you right now, I have a feeling Caitlin Clark is gonna be the catalyst to kind of change that money landscape because she's that good. Maybe for herself. I don't know if she'll change it for everyone else, but for herself, she's that good. Like she'll get paid a lot. But on a rookie salary for a WNBA player coming into the league, the highest salary that she can make is $80K. $80,000.
Might not including like sponsorships and all that.
Not including sponsorship. I'm sure she's going to get a lot more in sponsorships, but sponsorships is always a different thing. But I'm talking about WNBA contract. Remember, for reference, let's say LeBron James for like or a low level salary rookie men's. Let's not talk about LeBron James. Let's just talk about men's. Like a high pick draft pick, you're probably making close to 10 mil a year, between 5 and 10 mil a year as a rookie, right? The highest she's gonna make is $80K, not including sponsorships, just contract wise. But anyways, here's a cool news. Ice Cube, who owns this up and coming basketball league, Big Three. Do you know about that, Nico?
No,
I know Tyler knows about that. So Ice Cube currently owns this like professional basketball league in the US right now. It's called Big Three. It's basically a 3-on-3 basketball league. He knows about this like inequality of payments. So he was like, I don't know if she's gonna accept this, but she hasn't said no yet. he's offering her a contract of $5 million a year to join his league. So I don't know. I doubt she's gonna go for the money. So I think she would go for the WNBA. And she might make a lot more money just staying here in WNBA. But Ice Cube is like, hey man, it's kind of fucked up of the wage gap. So I'm gonna straight up trying to poach Caitlin Clark to come to this league. Oh, and furthermore, just for more context, like women professional players don't make that much money in WNBA that during the off season they would join a international professional team just to make some more money.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of women's sports do that. They go overseas. I mean, same with soccer, right?
Yeah.
A lot of soccer players will go overseas.
And
play for usually like the Australian league because they play in the winter.
Yeah.
So.
But crazy, man.
I know, man. That's just
Nico, you're just learning a lot of new sports things left and right today.
Reality of women's sports, man. That's why you see all these like meatheads on like bars and Twitter and all that stuff. Like, hey, can we put the real NBA game on to watch instead of this like college women's? It's like, nah, man, it's more exciting.
Yeah, dude, watch Caitlin Clark, dude.
We were talking about this the other night. I was like, unless you like follow one team like very closely and your team is in it, I was like, name 2 players in the men's side of the tournament this year.
Yep.
And I was like, no, I can maybe name one. And I'm like, but like, if you look at just the entire NCAA tournament, like the only people that I know are the people that are getting like all the, like, the business accountant guy from Oakland or whatever that beat Kentucky. And I only knew that name because, and I don't even know it now, but I only knew it because like this guy had a crazy game and knocked off Kentucky, not single-handedly, but if you like look at the women's side, you could probably name off like 10 of the players in the women's side.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, it's way more exciting than the
exactly.
The so
I only know that new Asian guy from Nebraska from the men's side. I mean, he didn't make it. They didn't make it far in the March Madness tournament, but still, I saw him and I was like, dude, that's so dope.
Yeah, and it's crazy because like so many people were like, why is he crying? Like, because he's sad, my guy.
Yeah,
like,
dumbass.
Like, geez, they lost, and he's crying because he knows that it's probably the last time he'll ever get to play with these guys. Like, that's the reality of it.
And he's not the only professional male athlete who ever cried.
I know, right?
Yeah,
man. These keyboard warriors.
Yeah, they cry when they drop their glizzy after trying to put it in their mouth.
Same.
Yeah. Anyways, I had more, but just so that we can enjoy the sunlight, I'm gonna save it for next time. I think this is a good part to end it. Before we wrap it up and call it good night for tonight, any final thoughts from you, Nico, Tyler? Anything?
No, all I'm gonna be thinking of is that last comment about glizzy. So.
Just dropping glizzies.
Yeah.
We're gonna end it on that night, folks.
Yep. Fucking keyboard warriors crying over drop glizzies. Yeah.
Oof. No, I think it was a great episode. Thank you for having me on first and foremost. I really enjoy doing these and getting into deep thoughts.
It's fun.
But yeah, I think it's just crazy, like with the whole sports thing, how sports has changed, not just like pro, but college sports has changed.
Yeah.
And a lot of it's due to like people speaking out and like trying to actively make change in these areas, which I think is great. But yeah, we still got a long way to go before things are like right. But I mean, in strides, but I think it's great that like what you were saying about Caitlin Clark and everything. But I just hope that it continues to go further than that.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, man. Thanks for that. Thanks for that final thoughts. Way better than the glizzy comment to end it.
It's all good. Dustin will laugh at the glizzy comment too.
Yeah.
He loves talking about glizzies.
Yeah. All right.
Mm.
Well, thanks, man. Thank you again, Nico, for joining us, man. Hopefully, we'll have
Thank
you
you.
on again. Thanks for taking time out of your night to make it happen. And as we're signing off, I like to end with my favorite saying. Hey, keep talking with each other, keep thinking together, keep growing together. Look how much all our friends get together just to kind of talk about world news, life accomplishments, all the ups and downs. And that's what keeps us going. So keep doing it together, keep loving each other. And we'll see y'all next time.